What's up, everyone? Hayden with Reptile HQ. Appreciate y'all jumping on here and listening to me blabber and show off some boas. But in this video, I just wanted to talk about my 2025 holdbacks and future breeders, and their future and what I'm going to be pairing them with, and what they came from, and then uh, just talk about raising them up a little bit. But last weekend, this last weekend, I had a family function and had my whole family over at my house. My sister had her son's birthday party at my house, and it was an awesome July day. It was like 102 degrees. Of course, in my house, I have these little split systems everywhere, so it was just, and we had the door open, so it was just hot as it was hot as can be, right? In my house, I think it was like 86 in my house. It was ridiculous, and but it was a classic July day. We had a barbecue with a bounce house and some water slides and water guns, and basically my whole family was there besides my brother, and one of my brothers, and it was super fun. I was in the moment, right in the middle of the day when everybody was over. I was watching all my nieces and nephews play with my two girls, and I have a 4-year old and a 1-year old, and I was watching all of them play with my girls, and it just kind of like hit me like how big my family is and how much we've grown. And it's crazy to think about, like, I just had one nephew and or one niece, and then now I have, basically there's 10 little nuggets just running around, and it seems like a gang load of little kids. It's like the whole next generation in my backyard there. And it brought me back to kind of when I played with my siblings, and when I had so much fun on the simple stuff, right? And you know it it's also just crazy how much they've grown. And it's when I was kind of analyzing and watching them play and everything, I kind of thought about, I related it kind of to my boas and in Reptile HQ, right? um, I have so many females that I produced in 2020, 2021, that have given litters for me, and given me some fantastic babies, and you know it's so rewarding to see something that you produced come and produce the next generation. And the compound building with that is crazy. You keep a couple babies from that litter, or 2 or 3 babies from that litter, or even, depending on the litter, maybe more. And over time you have a collection of boas, and you have all these babies that you produce their parents, right? And it's so rewarding to stick around and see that whole process and that full circle, and then repeat that full circle and make it better, and you know just continue on, right? And so, yeah, I kind of related just my family to, like, how much, how small this was at one point. I just, in 2019, had a pair of boas, right? And I I don't know. Later on, I guess I wanted a bunch of boas, right? But it's just really fun to see it come to be, and slowly get better and better and keep building. Um, but enough of me blabbering for the last 5 minutes here. I'll show you some snakes, and show you off, what I got going on here, or I guess a little bit of what I got going on here. But so this guy, and he's ready to bite me because he's in shed. And I'll angle this camera down a little bit here so you can see what I'm working with here. This guy, you could tell this guy's in shed. He's about to shed. Um, but this guy is a super fire. He's either T positive or Het T positive, or I guess 66% Het T positive. His mom is a Motley Fire Het T positive, born in 2020, and his dad is a Super Fire Het T positive, born in 2020. So I named him Rudolph because you can't really tell right now, but he has a really bright orange nose, and tons of orange speckling everywhere, which when they're shedding, it makes it really hard to tell, or see it as prominently. But he's his plans for me, are, I have a bunch of fire female holdbacks that I want to just continue super fire breeding projects with. I feel like super fires are such high visuals, and I think they'll stay above $500 for the years to come, and they're just still such appealing boas to have in a collection, or even just to have as a pet. But super fires are awesome, right? I think one of the best visuals that will ever be in the boas, and obviously we'll make super cool stuff and cooler stuff. But yeah, I just think they're a staple in the boas here. But great to have these guys around. Here, let me show you another one. So it's funny because I like higher end stuff, but I do like the more super just common codoms as well, or not codoms, recessive genes as well. This is, I feel like it's just a classic boa to have. Uh, I personally just love the looks of these, but this is just an Anery type 1 Het Call albino. And I love the gray tonality to these guys, and more of the black and white saddles and stuff. And I know these are just kind of cheaper end boas, but I still think they're super special. And I love to have some of my litters that I produce go to first time pet owners, or first time boa owners, and these type of guys, and just like your normal hypos and normals and all that sort of stuff. I still love to produce because it's so fun to meet the guy or the lady that's just barely getting into the boas, and or just barely getting a snake for the first time, and get them a really cool, even cheaper end boa, right? I think it does great. It does a great impact to keep spreading the hobby, and produce affordable snakes still, and I love to do that. So along with higher end stuff, right, it's super cool to see the super high visual crazy looking boas. But yeah, just more common, been around for forever, just single recessive, but awesome snake still. But yeah, she's I don't really know what my plans are with her in the future. Might just make some snows or moon glows, but she came from a Het Snow female, a normal Het Snow female, and a moon glow male. So super cool. And then let me show you another one here. All right, so this girl is a beauty. She is just a Motley IMG Het Anery, and pos het call. So she's possible het moonglow. But she came from a hypomotley female that I produced in 2021, and her dad was 66% pos het anery, and I never proved that out. And then in the next generation, alright, sorry if we jump topics, but my phone ran out of storage, and I had to delete some stuff and start it back up here. So anyways, I was telling you guys, I believe I was telling you guys that this girl, her dad was 66% pos het anery, and I didn't even know, I didn't prove him out, so I never knew if he was for sure anery or not. And then his daughter that I produced in 2021, she was bred to a hypo IMG het moonglow, and she produced a handful of anathoristic boas. So I was like, oh my gosh, that dude was het anery, right? And he was like a 2015 or a 2016. So it's kind of crazy, proved that out 10 years later. But yeah, I thought that was freaking awesome. That's the benefit of raising up your baby and proving out the hets, right? And so super cool. But yeah, she's a het anery motley IMG pos het call. But yeah, this girl is super pretty. Gotta have motley IMGs in your collection for sure. And then this guy's just such a mean little snake. He's always been a mean little snake. That's okay. He's just extra defensive. He's super, just puts up a little front. But this guy, oh gosh. This guy, he is a ghost labyrinth het call albino. His mom's a snow boa. She's a snow female, and then his dad was a hypo labyrinth het moonglow. So had 3 or 4 ghost labyrinths in that litter. But I love the labby with the ghost. I know the light's kind of messing with the color of this guy, but they can have some purples to them, and it just cleans up that anery just even a little bit more, with both the hypo and that labby. So yeah, this guy's awesome. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing with him, but I know that I could always just do a whole ghost crystal type of or ghost crystal or a moonglow crystal type of project, because I do have a ghost labyrinth het call female. So super cool. This guy's awesome. And yeah, that's 4 of my holdbacks there. I think I held back 20-ish last year. And so I got some super cool stuff. I also got, a few things that I've purchased from other breeders. And so, great things coming. Great things coming. But yes, sir. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. I didn't show you anything crazy, but these are still some really pretty snakes. Super fun genes here to work with. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed that, and hopefully you bared through my 5-minute talk about my family and how it related to my boas. But yeah, appreciate y'all, especially if you made it this far. I watched the whole thing, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.